I was 30 years old when I realized how fast life can change without asking for permission. One moment you think you know who you are, where you're going, and who will walk beside you. And the next moment, you're standing alone in a place that doesn't feel like home anymore. I used to believe that life followed a clear path: study hard, get a job, fall in love, build a family. But life turned out to be a maze, not a map. I live in a small apartment on the 6th floor of an old brick building. The windows are scratched, the heater rattles, and the elevator works only when it wants to. Still, every night when I come home, I turn on my little yellow lamp in the corner. It makes the room look warmer than it really is. Maybe that's why I keep it. Some lies are gentle enough to keep you alive. My name is Daniel. I grew up in a suburban town where everyone knew everyone. My father worked 2 jobs to support us, and my mother was the kind of woman who smiled even when she was breaking inside. I have an older sister, Emma, who moved away and started her family. She told me once, "Danny, you worry too much. Life is supposed to be messy." I laughed back then. I didn't understand what she meant until everything in my life fell apart. 3 years ago, I was engaged. Her name was Clara. She had the kind of laugh that felt like sunlight, bright, warm, always unexpected. We planned a future together. I still remember the day she walked into the bookstore where I worked. She was holding a copy of a poetry book and smiling like she had already read the ending. That day felt like destiny. But destiny isn't always kind. Clara was diagnosed with a rare heart condition 6 months before our wedding. The doctors said they would try everything. I held her hand through hospital visits, surgeries, nights when she couldn't breathe, mornings when she pretended she wasn't afraid. She fought longer than anyone expected, but some battles aren't meant to be won. The night she died, the world felt unbearably quiet. I remember sitting in the hospital parking lot, staring at my reflection in the car window. I didn't recognize the man looking back. I felt empty, like someone had taken the floor from beneath me, and I hadn't stopped falling since. After that, I shut down. I stopped writing, stopped talking to my family, stopped showing up for myself. I went to work because I had to, ate because I needed to survive, slept because my body demanded it, but living, that stopped the day she left. Months passed like water slipping through fingers there, yet ungraspable. I kept telling myself I was fine. People would ask, "How are you doing?" And I would smile politely and say, "I'm okay." But I was nowhere close to okay. One evening, while walking home, I passed by a park. It was late fall, the kind of evening when the cold bites your cheeks and the sky looks bruised. I noticed an elderly man feeding pigeons. He wasn't talking to anyone, yet he looked peaceful. That's what caught my attention. Peace, something I hadn't felt in so long that I almost didn't recognize it. I sat on the bench next to him without knowing why. I didn't speak, neither did he. For a long time, we just sat there, listening to the rustle of leaves and the flapping wings. Finally, he turned to me and said, "Pain has a way of making you believe you're alone. But you aren't." I didn't ask how he knew I was hurting. Maybe sorrow has a scent you can't hide. We talked for a while. His wife had passed away 10 years earlier. He told me, "Grief doesn't disappear, son. It shifts. It learns to fit inside you. And you learn to live around it." That night, for the first time in months, I cried, not quietly, not politely, but honestly. The kind of crying that scrapes your chest open. And strangely, afterwards, I felt a little lighter. From that night on, I started walking to the park every evening. The old man wasn't always there, but I found peace in the quiet. I started journaling again. I wrote letters to Clara, letters she would never read, but ones I needed to write. I started calling Emma back. I even said yes to grabbing coffee with coworkers. Healing didn't come all at once. It came in pieces, slow, fragile, unexpected pieces. A year later, while shelving books at the store, a young woman approached me. She looked lost, holding a list of titles for her college class. I helped her find the books, and before leaving, she smiled and said, "Thank you. You made my day easier." It was such a simple thing, but I felt something in me shift, like a window had opened where a wall used to be. Life didn't magically fix itself. I still had nights when the loneliness felt sharp. I still had moments when memories of Clara hit me so hard that I had to sit down. But I wasn't drowning anymore. I was learning to breathe again. Today, as I sit by my window with a cup of coffee, watching the sunset behind the city buildings, I realize something important. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to carry the love and the loss together. If you're listening to this and your heart feels too heavy, please hear me. You won't feel this way forever. Grief feels endless, but it isn't. Life feels empty, but it won't always be. And even on the days when you think you can't take one more step, you can. Healing doesn't happen when you stop hurting. Healing happens when you start hoping again. And hope, quiet, fragile, stubborn hope, has a way of finding you when you least expect it. I'm proof of that. And so are you. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.